I'm Lauren from Mother of Pearl, and I'm here today to talk about Malabrigo Susurro yarn, which I have incorporated into this design. It's this yarn, and the fiber content of this yarn is 50% mulberry silk, 25% merino wool, and 25% linen. So it is a great yarn for summer wear. It is a hand wash yarn and it's a single ply. This yarn has somewhat of a metallic sheen to it, and it is so lovely. It has marvelous drape. I mean, just look at it. It's lovely. It drapes amazing. And it comes in 28 different colors. And Malabrigo is always with the colors, always great. This color is like a deep red with a metallic sheen. And the silk gives it that shininess. So this is my gauge swatch, and I knitted in the pattern of my design, and it blocked out really well. Lace is always really great to block out. And it stretched about a ½ inch when I blocked it. So the yardage per skein is 325 yards or 297 meters. And it's a DK sport weight, so it is pretty generous there. The yarn costs $25 per skein, retail value. The color that I used is called Cereza, and there are 28 different colors that this yarn is dyed in. So the elasticity of this yarn, it's not very elastic. It has some wool in it, so it's not too droopy, but it does have that silk, which gives it the beautiful flowy drape. I would use the yarn for garments that I want to flow and don't need to hold the shape super well. So for this garment, I used it on the bottom portion of the top because I wanted that to be looser, and then I used a full wool on top to hold the shape better. It knits up really lovely. The stitch definition is superb. It occasionally splits because it does have a loose single ply, and I don't know if you're a sensory person, but for me, when I was knitting this yarn, it felt a little bit dry on my fingers, so I was moisturizing while I was doing my knitting with this yarn. Linen and silk are both very strong fibers. So I've been wearing this shirt that I've made pretty often, and I've had no problem with pilling, and it's held up really well. I don't have the yarn in a super hard wearing place, so I mean, and I haven't done like a sandpaper test or anything, but so far so good. And Malabrigo has a good track record, in my opinion, for yarns that don't pill. And the silk fiber is a long fiber, so I would expect it not to pill. You will need to wash this by hand, and I would recommend that if you've knit a very large garment, when it is soaking wet with wool, make sure you're not hanging it up to dry. You're going to need to dry it flat because silk, the nature of silk is that it wants to expand. So unless you want your garment to elongate, I would recommend drying your garment flat. I would use this yarn for flowy garments like shawls and other flowy tops, garments that don't need to have a whole lot of elasticity. Something that I want to drape really beautifully. This yarn does a lovely job of draping, and that's what I would use it for. This pattern is going to be released on my website in the month of September. So if you're watching this before September, look out for that. And if you're watching it after September, it's probably already on my website, and it's called Rose Armour. So the reason why I chose this yarn for the bottom portion was because I wanted a really loose and flowy garment for summer wear, because with the linen and the silk, it really works well for a summer garment. So for some reason, I wanted to knit this yarn with a little more openness than I would usually look for in my garments. I tend to knit with a pretty dense fabric, but for some reason I really wanted to have this fabric be loose and open, and just so a lot of breeze could come in. That's the general feeling. So I would definitely use this yarn again if I was thinking about summer garments. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found this informative. See ya!